How's it going, guys? It's Ralph here from Beyond the Huddle. Welcome to this week's Bitcoin forecast. As always, we'll be going over the COT analysis to determine what the institutions and asset managers did with their Bitcoin positions this past week. We'll also take a look at the hash rate, and if we have some time, then we'll take a look at some on-chain data, and of course, circle back around to do some price action analysis. So stay tuned, and let's get started. So guys, taking a look at the smart money and what they did last week. Remember, this goes from Tuesday to Tuesday. It ended up being that they added 42 long contracts for a total of 546, and they decreased their short contracts by just one. Now, as we wanted to see for the past few weeks, I've been talking about the perfect quote-unquote neon sign of what we'd want to see in the positions would be price move lower while longs get added and shorts get lessened, right? As you can remember, when the year started, this entire 99% rally, so from the yearly open to the high, that was around a 99% move. And as the price moved higher, they were reducing longs and adding shorts. So what did that say? That to us meant, okay, this is a bearish move higher, right? It's a bearish up move. It's not being built on actual institutional sponsorship. That's what we call it. So if it's not an institutionally sponsored move, then you're likely wanting to be aggressive on your take profits methods and looking for reversals. And when that reversal happens, like it did back in April, then you're going to have this big, huge flush move lower, which is exactly what we have right now. Now, the opposite is what's happening here, and that's what's getting me really excited. You can see right here, we're staying steady above the zero line, which it means that we're net long. We're above the average. That's great. And like I said, we just had an increase in longs. So as long as we stay above the average in the longs, I feel good, and I know they're adding contracts. However, the thing that's making me not pull the trigger yet, and I told this to some people on the chat, right here on Twitter. So they asked me if the bottom was in. Well, remember, guys, you need both the orders and then you need price to confirm the orders, the same way that we picked the high back in April, right? Although they were adding shorts this entire time up, because it's not a timing tool, it's more of a sentiment tool, and that's what most people don't understand. They try to use sentiment tools as timing tools. On-chain is not a timing tool. They're sentiment indicators. So because this is a sentiment indicator, you need price to confirm that. And that's what's happening right now. So I told him, price will tell us when price will tell us when the low is in. It will confirm the orders. And I'm also looking for these shorts to be drastically reduced, okay? So last time they reduced shorts aggressively was during a down move, which makes perfect sense, as they would close the shorts to take profit as price moves lower, right? So to me, what that's telling me is this down move right here, if we don't close the shorts, then obviously they have lower targets, which is my reasoning behind why they want to keep those shorts high, right? Because if you look at back here in August, if you guys remember, August was a high in the market, and then it was about a 22% drop. Look how aggressively they closed those shorts. Because then in September, they made a low in the market, and that's when the market went crazy for, like, I don't know, 600% or something like that. Let's see. Right here, it was the low. Yeah, the market went crazy for 500 and something percent. So that's what's going to happen if the market is going to go up drastically, and we're not seeing that yet, right? So again, basically what I'm saying is they're adding longs, but because they're not willing to let go of those shorts, they must be expecting further prices lower. And then once that further price lower happens, whether it's a 20% move lower or a 30% move lower or whatever the case may be, then they'll get rid of those shorts. That's one scenario. My other scenario would be, okay, what if prices don't move lower and then they aggressively get rid of the shorts? Okay, then that means for some whatever reason, fundamentally, these asset managers and large institutions no longer think the price could go lower, whether that's because stablecoins get regulated and they feel better, whether that's because the hash rate goes higher, and we'll go over that in a little bit. Again, something fundamentally will make those large players feel okay and comfortable with getting rid of all those shorts, and then their longs should stay the same, and we'll be able to buy the market. But for now, even though we're gaining long exposure, we're just not seeing that drop in the shorts. So we'll keep track of that as the weeks develop. But that's what I'm thinking right now. We're looking pretty good. Again, if you look at the percentages, we're still at 50-50 basically, right? They haven't had any conviction, but again, what we're expecting is as price moves lower, their longs, which is this blue line, will start to increase up to the 60 level and maybe even to the 80 level, but by then we'll be in a full-blown buy mode. That's the hope. So let's move on to the hash rate next, guys. Okay, guys, so taking a look at the hash rate here, again, there's not much to talk about, but I did want to, go over it because I said this is something important for us to keep track week in and week out. But as you can see, the psychological level at 106 that we spoke about still can't get broken. So last we spoke about it, it was somewhere around here. Yeah, I think it was about on the 11th or something like that. And now we tried going up again, trying to break it, failed to do so. And now we tried a third time, and we have failed to do so. So that's about it. Again, as long as we don't break that, I cannot be fundamentally long-term bullish. And what I mean by that is if I were to buy the market because my price confirms the orders, as we just spoke about for the COT analysis, let's say I do buy, I would need to see that get broken. If that doesn't get broken, maybe I'd have to scale out or be very careful with my risk or something like that, because that would mean that the health of the blockchain is just not there, right? It's not improving, even though we had other signals that told us that it should improve. So yeah, that's about it. Again, not much to talk about there, so let's move on. Okay, guys, so now let's start talking about price action and what we hope to find next in the price of Bitcoin. So, of course, the first thing we do is we take a look at where are we in the SMPDT. Now, because we are in July, wow, it's already the 19th of July, that's pretty wild. But because we're in July, we know that the monthly open is also the quarterly open. That means we're below both of them. So this is a very, very important line for us because that means that the quarterly candle is currently bearish. And, of course, we don't want to be a buyer below a monthly open, let alone a quarterly open. So in that case, what we want to do is, okay, fine. So then what discounts do we need to hit and what premiums need to be holding? So my idea was obviously this purple line, we wanted that to hold as the quarter started. And then now the whole idea is how is it going to revolve around this yearly open? Because much like what we just talked about on the quarterly, this yearly open is really important because if it gives out, then that means it's fair game all the way back up to the previous all-time high, which is $20,000. And we spoke about this on the same thing on Ethereum, where if the current level, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow, if the current level gave out, we'd go back to retest previous all-time highs. Now, the difference was that even when we retest the previous all-time high on Ethereum, it'll still be well above the yearly open, right? So that's obviously showing strength in Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. Now, how far can we fall when we go down to Bitcoin? Like I said, well, this $20,000 level right there. And, of course, there's some support somewhere around here. I don't know how bad it's going to get. I mean, people always like to ask me, where do I think price can go? And honestly, I don't know. My only two things are always, if I hit my level of expected support, how does it react? If at that level there are orders, right, longs being added and the large reduction of shorts that I want to see, then I can assume that could be a potential low. But I will never know ahead of time, and I think it's foolish for people to act like they know. They might be right, two or one out of 10 times, and that's just not the type of probabilities that I want to take. I want to be showing you guys, right? I want to show you something replicable and sustainable that you can keep doing time and time and time again, and that is just as simple as SMPDT. And follow the COT orders. If you can do those two things like I'm doing, again, I'm not doing anything complicated. I'm just choosing premiums based on the sentiment of the COT. And if the COT reduces shorts, then I quickly change my bias. If they add shorts and reduce longs, then I go more bearish, right? And that's all you have to do. It's really not anything hard. Now again, you can make it more harder, you can make it more complicated, and you can take a look at other tools, and we definitely do that in our mastery course, but it's not something that is needed all the time. There are times for that, and right now it's just not the time for that. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Again, I don't have much to say about price except I'm not a buyer unless we go above this monthly open for now. Now, I did say back in one of my videos or a tweet, I can't remember which one it was, that if we do break these lows here, then my resistance that has to get broken for me to be a buyer, it will change. So this is the current resistance for the current range that we're in. If that gets broken, I'll update you guys, and then we can keep talking about that. But for now, just keep an eye for the yearly open at around 29,000. Keep an eye out for the 36.3 to 37.1 range. And also, obviously, the quarterly open, which is 35K, I believe, yes. Again, if the yearly open gives way, then we should really expect this yearly previous all-time high to get retested. So, there you have it, guys. Again, tomorrow, Ethereum video, maybe some altcoins on DOT or something. Again, I don't know if there's going to be much to talk about, but if you found some value in this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the little notification bell on so you can get updated anytime I post a video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.